Hello everyone, welcome back to a new video. Uh, Today I want to talk about PIVX and many other altcoins versus Bitcoin because as some of you um, probably noticed that BTC has gone bearish and um, yeah, I think you would like to know what I think about what the effect on the altcoins might be. And I've been asking this question myself for quite some time and doing research on um, the trend lines on many altcoins, especially PIVX, because I'm a long-term holder of PIVX, and I've noticed something very interesting. Um, First of all, let me show you the BTC chart right now. Um, as I told you guys, um, as far as this is the 1 day chart, and with the B bands you can see that it actually overextended quite some time, which I mentioned in my previous videos a couple of times, and it was due for a correction. Now we actually see a correction, and well, many people are saying that BTC might be in for a bear trend, and well, they could be right. It's not 100% sure, but there's a big possibility that we might see another breakdown on BTC. Um, for those who didn't know, I'm part of the Bitcoin Schmidtcoin trading group, and uh, I've been following Schmidtcoin for quite some time, a few months now, and um, well, he's a very good source to follow if you want to find some valuable information about trends, um, about possible outcomes of trend lines whatsoever. And he's been following BTC. He's been posting a lot about BTC because, BTC was going parabolic, and it actually broke its parabolic curve upwards. So that was kind of crazy, to be honest. And um, he drew another line, which is the hypodermic trend line, which happens when you break the parabolic curve, I guess. And it broke down this line, and it bounced on the parabolic curve. Now, it didn't really bounce like convincingly. I think it's around this price range. Let me check. Um, oh no, it's past. Oh, it's lower because this 1 day chart. So this is probably something like this price. Now, to be honest, this is not very convincing, and it looks quite bearish to me. So I actually think that we might be in for a bigger correction, especially if you look at the 1 day of a 1 week chart and you look at the Bollinger Bands. You can see that they are way over. They were way overextended, and normally, um, well, you would like to see a nice correction after that, um, for at least continuation, because it can't be overbought forever, right? So right now they are in the Bollinger Bands, um, and we have this massive bearish weekly candle. Um, this is not looking good for BTC right now. Um, so let's assume that BTC might correct even more than it, and so let's say, I don't know. I'm not talking about a price range, but let's assume it's going to correct. Um, Most of the time, the altcoins, well, get dragged down with BTC because BTC is the market maker. Um, but I believe personally that this time is going to be different. Now, a few weeks back, I posted a chart on the PIVX Reddit about this tunnel that PIVX has been in for months, and it has been respecting this floor and this um, the ceiling. Now keep in mind this is a log. This is on log scale. So if I would do something in percentage, you will see it's kind of crazy, right? Um, this gives you a lot more information. I do this on everything for cryptocurrency, which because it just gives you a lot more valuable information. Um, but surprisingly, it actually broke this tunnel, and it broke it upwards, which is very bullish. That's a very bullish sign on PIVX, and I didn't expect it to break this trend yet. I don't know. I just wasn't expecting it, and I was just like doing research on the altcoins versus BTC. Then I've noticed something quite interesting. Um, for those who are familiar with Wyckoff and the accumulation phases and the distribution phases, we've been approaching these kind of technical analysis in the Schmidtcoin trading group, and it has worked out really great so far. Um, I've noticed that on the BTC chart, a PIVX BTC chart, there's actually been in a reaccumulation phase. So for those who are not very familiar, let me explain, well, very simplistically, that for every chart you have, for every crypto trading, whatever, you have like a accumulation phase where the big traders start to accumulate a lot of coins at the lowest price possible until that chart ends, until the accumulation phase ends, and then you go into a markup phase where the price gets pushed up like really high, and until it reaches like a sort of buying climax, and then they try to unload their their coins for the highest price possible. So they really these are the guys that make the markets. They actually, well, some say it's called like they manipulate the market. I don't know what you want to call it. It's just these are the market makers, right? And Wyckoff noted the Wyckoff analysis is really just noticing that if a coin is in an accumulation phase or a distribution phase. Now, the last time we've been in this possibly is a accumulation phase right here, and we've seen a big ass markup phase right here until it reaches a buying climax. And I've noticed that this is on the BTC chart, right? I've noticed that it's actually been in a reaccumulation phase. Now look at these charts. Wait, let me see if I can. No, it's not working. Sorry, but okay. Anyway, you have a buying climax, right? You have a selling climax. You have an automatic reaction. You have a secondary test. You reach resistance lines. You have a secondary test. Now these tests are these are the market makers who are selling their things. They're trying to bring the price low, and they get the feel of the market, of what the market thinks or feels like they're willing to buy at what price. So you have a secondary test in phase B, and the price goes up again. Then you have the creek, and you have the spring phase. Now the spring phase is actually meant to shake out the weekends, to try to bring the price as low as possible, and this is like they buy up a lot of coins right here, and then you have the jack. So this is the jump across the creek. This is the creek, right? So they jump across the creek, and then you have a sign of strength. Now once you have this, you can probably assume that it's been in an accumulation phase. This is a very clean looking accumulation phase or reaccumulation phase. Now look at if you look at this chart, you have the sudden climax, automatic reaction, secondary test, goes up to the resistance lines. You have a secondary test in phase B. Then you have it goes up again. You have the creek. You have the springing phase, which is actually below the sudden climax. The secondary test, which is to shake out every weak hand that there still is in, and they buy up as much as they can. Right. So this is the last point of supply, the sign of strength, and this is like a sort of, I don't know, just a sideways movement before it begins in its markup phase. So I strongly believe, if we look at PIVX versus BTC, we are right here on the secondary test, the sign of strength, and we might see some sideways movement, or we might go up like this, or might even test these resistance lines. Point is that it's still in trading range, but this is a very, very strong bullish sign that we are going to do very well. PIVX is going to do very well versus BTC. So as far as the USD price, what could it mean? Well, if BTC goes down a lot, we might see PIVX just holding this USD value. So you might see tests around this tunnel. It might just stay the same or even go up, but it's going to do, if BTC is going down, the USD value will possibly just holding its price or even go up, and that's very interesting information, especially when it will break out, because then the USD value will go up a lot higher. It wouldn't surprise me at all if you would see like $30, $40, $50 in the next upcoming months. It wouldn't surprise me at all. Guys, thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you'd like to see more of these videos, give this a thumbs up, subscribe, and all those good things. If you have any questions, you can always ask them. Also about the trading group. If you want to possibly join the trading group because you want to learn how to trade or how to recognize patterns, you can ask me how to join it, and I will tell you. They actually ask a small fee to join, so it's not a free group, it's not a pump and dump group. There are a lot of quality traders. Some are very, very experienced, some are just learning. So yeah, it's very interesting. I've been a part of this of Smith Coins trading group for a couple of months, and I've learned a lot, and I can really recommend joining a trading group, a quality trading group. So thank you for watching, and shout out to the PIVX community, because they're amazing, they're awesome, and I love you guys, man. Thank you. Bye bye.